Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the May 16th, 2021 special edition of The Breast There Is, The Breast There Was, and The Breast There Ever Will Be Wrestling Podcast. As always, I am your host, Mikey B, WWE, and tonight's podcast will be covering the WWE pay-per-view Wrestlemania Backlash scheduled to happen this evening. On the WWE.com website, as always, which I refer to for the list of matches, it says currently, day of, the match card announced so far, and there are 6 matches listed on the card. Typically, with most WWE pay-per-views, we see around 6 or 7 matches, so there's a chance they will add more matches to the show, but this is all that's been announced officially so far, so this is all I can work with. So let's dive right into the predictions for the 6 matches for the first pay-per-view event following WrestleMania. So the first match on the night of the 6 matches is a lumberjack match between Damian Priest and The Miz. This is a feud that has spilled over naturally from WrestleMania, since this is WrestleMania Backlash, as Damian Priest and Bad Bunny took on The Miz and John Morrison and defeated them. So I don't know. I think the fact that Damian Priest was able to select the style of match here, with it being a lumberjack match, and therefore having less opportunity for John Morrison to get involved without anyone else stopping him. That was a smart, savvy move by Damian Priest, so I'm going to give him the victory tonight over The Miz, since he has seemingly leveled the playing field for this match. So, my call for the first match of the night is Damian Priest to be victorious over The Miz in the lumberjack match. The second match on the match card tonight is for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, with the Tag Team Champions Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode taking on Rey Mysterio and his son Dominic Mysterio. I'm going to say that I don't feel that this pay-per-view tonight is going to bring forth a lot of title changes. We already did see quite a few title changes at WrestleMania last month, and generally speaking, it's the company likes to give new champions a little run with their new titles oftentimes. So I don't think that we're going to see a lot tonight, but there is one that I will name, but it is not going to be for this one. I do think Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode will retain this longer, and I think this feud with the Mysterios will be carrying over for probably the next few months while they do a program here together. But for now, I think Ziggler and Roode are going to hold those belts. So Ziggler and Roode are my picks to retain the SmackDown Tag Team Championships tonight. The third match on the card is for the Raw Women's Championship, and it is a triple threat match. Rhea Ripley is the champion coming in, and she defeated Asuka last month at WrestleMania. But this match is between Rhea Ripley, Asuka, and Charlotte Flair returning. Now, for those of you who would have listened to my WrestleMania podcast last month, I was noting that this Raw Women's Championship scenario was altered by the company. They originally, you could see the writing on the wall back earlier in the year, in January, February. They were having a feud with Lacey Evans and Charlotte Flair, as well as Asuka was involved too. But when Lacey Evans in real life got pregnant, they seemed to scrap the entire storyline that they had been going on with, and then had Charlotte sit out WrestleMania, and then I think decided to kind of, reinsert her into the lineup now when they're starting anew. This is the match where I do feel that the championship's going to change hands, and that's largely based on my theory of which I just shared, that Rhea Ripley, even though she's a young up-and-comer in the company, I don't think the plan all along was to give her the belt at WrestleMania. I think that was kind of a hastily put together decision by the WWE creative team. So I do think that Charlotte Flair is going to win the belt tonight. I do think that said that this feud potentially among the three of these women will continue because I suspect that Charlotte will defeat Asuka in her win tonight, meaning that Rhea Ripley won't look bad on her because she doesn't lose the pinfall or submission or however the finish is going to occur, but it still makes her look good and will set up more of a Flair Rhea Ripley feud. And I suspect, like I said, that Asuka will be right in the thick of this feud also. So I do think Charlotte Flair is going to win the belt, but I think that this feud among these women is far from over. So Charlotte Flair is my pick for the Raw Women's Championship triple threat match. The fourth match on the card is for the other women's championship, the SmackDown Women's Championship. And this is with recently crowned champion Bianca Belair taking on Bayley. This is another one that I feel, just because Bianca Belair has been so over with the fans and so red hot, they're not going to take the title from her yet. But Bayley, of course, she's won lots of titles, and she recently held this belt for a long time, over a year in this past year and a half. So she's a proven champ. I think this is a solid matchup to give Bianca Belair right off the hop. That said, I don't see Bianca losing the belt yet, or really anytime soon. I think this feud, I do think this feud is 100% going to continue for at least the next month, maybe two or more. And I think a title change could be possible in that time, depending on how long they keep it going with Bayley. But no chance that Bianca Belair loses the SmackDown Women's Championship tonight, as far as I'm concerned. So that is my pick, Bianca Belair, to retain the SmackDown Women's Championship. Moving on to the fifth match of the night, which is for the Universal Championship. And this is with champion Roman Reigns taking on Cesaro. Cesaro, of course, is, one of the most underrated superstars on the WWE roster for many, many years. It's nice to see him starting to get a push from the company, and he's certainly deserving of winning a top title in the company, no question about it. There's so much going on with Roman Reigns right now, though, with his cousins, the Uso brothers. Namely Jimmy Uso, since he's returned. He's taken issue with how Roman and Jey Uso have been, conducting business. And either way, though, I just think there's too many other people that can affect the outcome of this match. And I think when they do, and I say when they do because I do suspect it's inevitable, that when Cesaro does eventually win the belt, the company's gonna save it for a really feel-good moment, because the guy's been chasing, success for so long in this company, and again, he hasn't even been granted ever really a top title match like this before. So I think that's going to be more reserved for, one of the top 4 big pay-per-views that the WWE hosts every year: the Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, WrestleMania. And of course, SummerSlam will be the next one coming up of those big 4, which is going to be scheduled in August, as always. So I don't know. I mean, it's anyone's guess if this feud will linger on until that point, but I think it has a good chance to, because it's a nice program that they got going on here, with lots of facets going on, with the problems going on with Roman Reigns and his family members with the Usos, and also with Cesaro being the underdog and never winning a belt. So I do foresee this feud carrying over for sure for several more months. And it'd be nice to see Cesaro eventually win, but that won't be happening tonight. So Roman Reigns is my pick to retain the Universal Championship for this match. And now on to the final match of the night. It's for the WWE Championship in a triple threat match with champion Bobby Lashley taking on Drew McIntyre and Braun Strowman. Boy, there's a lot a lot of tough guys going on in this match, a lot of tough people involved here. And I was, I'm trying to think if I was incorrect with my prediction last month with when Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre faced off. I think I was. I thought Drew McIntyre, they were going to give the belt back to him, but they've been giving Bobby Lashley a little bit of a run now, and I think deservedly so. And the fact that this is a triple threat match gives an easy out for Drew McIntyre or Braun Strowman to lose, because I suspect that one of these guys is going to affect the other one, their chances of a pinfall, and Bobby Lashley will do something to probably get them in his his hurt lock maneuver and submitting, or at least they'll probably pass out. I suspect that's going to happen, because I don't think that the company wants to take the belt off Bobby Lashley yet, and also they don't want this feud to go away yet. Braun Strowman's a guy who I'd like to see get the belt back. He's another underrated performer who's, been wrestling, day in, day out for the last many years without a lot of reward and success coming from that. So I'd like to see Braun Strowman win the belt at some point this year, but also Drew McIntyre, of course, had an awesome run last year, and he's really solidified his role as a top-tier performer. So that's why I think both these guys, all three of these guys, this title picture is not going to change for a while. I think all three are going to be involved for a bit, and I do think the belt will change hands sooner than later, definitely in the coming months, but I don't think that's going to happen tonight. My pick tonight is Bobby Lashley to retain the WWE Championship in a triple threat. So there you have it, folks. Those are my predictions for the 6 matches. I will give a quick just recap here so far, naming the winners. We got Damian Priest winning the Lumberjack match, Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode retaining the SmackDown belts, Charlotte Flair winning the Raw Women's Championship, Bianca Belair retaining SmackDown Women's Championship, Roman Reigns retaining the Universal Championship, and Bobby Lashley retaining the WWE Championship. So those are my predictions for tonight, folks. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel below if you enjoyed what you heard. Thanks very much for listening, and see you next time.